Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, game number 2. What am I doing? I hit the backspace button, but it's not a big deal. We'll just keep going. Game number 2 here between DarKFoRcE and MMA. We are here this time on StarCraft Plateau. We do have lower right-hand position MMA spawning as our blue Terran player, and DarKFoRcE, the red Zerg player, spawning over here in the upper left-hand position. And what a game number 1. That was quite interesting. We saw some very nice tactics there from MMA, and MMA was really just able to overwhelm DarKFoRcE. He set himself up very strongly in an economic position. In a very strong economic position is what I'm trying to say. You know, MMA faked pressure twice, really, pushed back, forced DarKFoRcE to make a ton of units instead of droning up, and, you know, that resulted in DarKFoRcE initially being behind economically, and then all MMA did was just protect himself, get up a high yield expansion. We saw that quick third coming out from MMA, and DarKFoRcE was really not able to do much damage to him, and as a result was just so far behind. And then just some very nice harass and a very nice tank marine push, and we did see DarKFoRcE attempt a Nidus network, some banelings in that natural expansion of MMA, but MMA was able to respond with some stim marines sniping out that Nidus and preventing that from doing much damage at all. And I'm a little bit, it's just a little bit frustrating that DarKFoRcE wasn't actually able to utilize that, the Nidus network, because that could have really helped him and really got him back in the game. But anyways, that's enough about that. Here we are once more, game number 2, StarCraft Plateau, cross-positional spawn locations here between these two players. And DarKFoRcE should probably be starting out 15 hatch. I really do expect that, and there it is. 15 hatch just get dropped right now. Spawning pool following up immediately after. 2 racks pressure opening from MMA. Will it be the same type that we saw last game? That feigned aggression? Just threatening a 2 racks push, but not actually moving out with it. That would certainly be quite potent, as we saw it was last game. Now there's the drone scout right now, and that's going to allow DarKFoRcE to realize that it's coming and hopefully respond, but hopefully not over-respond as well. And that's a big problem as a Zerg player. You don't want to overcommit, you know. Obviously, get enough to defend yourself against what you're expecting, but keep up that scouting to make sure it's coming or that it's as big as you expect it to be. Because, you know, we saw exactly what happened last game. DarKFoRcE was just he was expecting way too much, and he responded by a ton of Zerglings that he didn't actually need at all, because MMA just ended up pushing back. So there you go. That's the kind of thing that you really got to be wary of and try to make sure that you're prepared for as much as is realistically possible. Obviously, there's only so much you can do, but do what you can is what I'm trying to say. You know, give it that old college try. Spawn pool now popping. We do have that extractor nice and saturated for DarKFoRcE. The hatchery just about finished as well. SCV Scout will be piecing out. We do have the Marine moving forward, and actually, there we go. This time we may actually be seeing some aggression here from MMA. He is pushing forward with that SCV Scout. A couple of drones moving down there. We're trying to get us around right now on that Marine. Marine's pushing back to his buddies. Couple more making their way across the map, and there we go. Only took actually 1 shot from one of those drones. Bunch of Zerglings, 4 about to pop, 8 already in play. No, looks like it will be actually a total of 10. So 10 Zerglings to start off here for DarKFoRcE, but I really don't want to see any more from him. I just want him to scout out, see what else is coming, and then respond accordingly. 2 refineries getting dropped down right now for MMA. He does also have a supply depot coming up. This is going to allow him to formulate that full wall off just in case Zerglings manage to sneak up over here. A couple Zerglings in action. No, Marines trying to micro around, do as much damage as possible. Get taken out, though. They do get taken out, and it looks like, unfortunately, MMA did come out behind in that engagement there, losing all of his Marines that were at that tower. A couple scouting Zerglings moving out, but they won't be able to move on in. All they'll be seeing is 3 racks right now. Trying to do a little bit of damage to this one right here. 2 Marines just about to pop. Will be enough to shoo them back, and there we go. Taking care of that little bit of Zergling aggression. SCV Scout continue to move around, and he's actually will be checking this third right now. He wants to know, hey, is DarKFoRcE moved into that quick third expansion, knowing that I have gone for a quick expo? Again, that 2 racks aggression always followed up with that expansion, so he can expect that, but he will be confirming very shortly with that Overlord, actually first moving into this position. So then he'll be just checking the mineral patch, seeing if there's any mining going on, and then later on we'll be sacrificing that Overlord to get some scouting information. We've got 1 factory coming through right now, so 3 racks, 1 factory is what MMA is starting things out with here this game. Now back over here for DarKFoRcE, what's the plan? Well, here comes the expansion, and oh my gosh, that SCV Scout, gonna be able to check that out very shortly. At least when that completes, the creep will spread, unless MMA decides to just push it back a little bit earlier and actually move on down, scouting out scout out an actual visual with that SCV and then decide to maybe push out with some sort of small marine aggression. Anything's really possible. We do have a stim pack coming on through right now that just starting. Starport coming out as well. There's a reactor. So, looks like some marine dropping will be taking place. He's going to go double medevac here. Going to allow him to actually finish about the time that stim pack finishes. That's when that drop should be coming, and hopefully that's something that DarKFoRcE is going to be prepared for. So third expansion, almost halfway done right now. We've got a Roach Warren coming through. A couple extractors also getting placed down at this expansion. So really not a whole lot has taken place so far this game. DarKFoRcE moving in to get some scouting. He did scout out that expansion, but not much else. Was forced to push back due to some marine fire there. You can see he is nice and low. And what are we going to start out with? Going to be double medevac? Yes, it is. Oh, he's either going to be double medevac or one medevac plus a Viking, but he wants both medevacs so that he can actually drop and do a bit of harass. So you can see right now MMA just sitting with Marines and medevacs early on, and that's it. It's really going to come down to how effective his drop is and if he's able to do a lot of damage or not. DarKFoRcE right now, Baneling Nest coming out, layer halfway done, and that's pretty much about it. He's got this expansion up. That's going to be getting saturated. The SCV Scout did manage, yes, he has seen that expansion. Zergling will be taking him out, though, as a result. That's what you get for scouting, the Zergling says, but here we go. This is the time right now. MMA loading up these two medevacs. Is he going to wait? Yes, he's going to wait for another 3. Letting him fill up this medevac here. Is he just going to push out? Yeah, doesn't want to wait too much longer. By the time that Marine completes, he may miss his timing window. So here come those two medevacs. Now look at this, though. No defense for MMA at all. This is an optimal time for DarKFoRcE to push. He could do so much damage, but at the same time, he also has to be prepared for this and be able to defend against this. Overlord scouting out the edge of the base. I'm not sure how soon he's going to be able to see this. Does he catch the edge? No. Obviously, MMA making sure he stays out of that Xel'Naga Tower vision. But here comes the drop right now, moving across. And there it is, Overlord scouting out those medevacs. So is he able to respond? We've got, this is a lot of Marines, especially with that medevac stimmed up. These Marines have a great opportunity to do a ton of damage. Stim pack is now finished. Look at that timing. It's impeccable. Here come those Stim Marines, stimming right up, going straight for those drones. We'll be trying to take down the Spine Crawler as well. We've got a lot of Speedlings moving on down. We're trying to wedge themselves in the corner, prevent those Speedlings from surrounding, and look at how much damage that those Stim Marines are able to do. It is completely bonkers, I tell you. Unreal, this timing push, so effective here from MMA, and DarKFoRcE may be losing this spawning pool, stimming back up, and where they go? No, they're going straight for the Spire. They're going to deny that Spire from coming up at all, forcing that cancel. We can see right now DarKFoRcE is recreating that Spire elsewhere. What's next? Looks like it will be that Baneling Nest. And does that get dropped? Is he going to take it out? Yes, he does. Baneling Nest gets taken out, lifting off the rest of those Marines. And so much damage there. MMA, unreal. Resource-wise, yes, DarKFoRcE is behind, but losing the Spire and that Baneling Nest, absolutely devastating right now. I don't think he's got any Banelings in play. No, there's not another drop going on over here. Working down that hatchery. Look how close he was able to take that out as well. DarKFoRcE managing to respond just in time, but oh no, another drop over here. Stim Marines working through the drones. DarKFoRcE is just getting so worked right now. He is really in an awful position. Now here's the location of that other Spire. And I'm sure MMA has taken notice of that, so he may be able to try another drop and do some more damage. But here's going to be a small Marine tank push moving across the map, first taking out that SCV. And I'm having to assume right now that he plans to move on to that third expansion to finish it off. Look how low that is. Oh my gosh, DarKFoRcE so far behind. You know, MMA has taken losses in the amount of units that he's lost, but economically hasn't really lost anything at all. And look at that huge advantage right now for MMA. So here comes this push across the map. Baneling Nest finally gets back in, allowing him to get some more in play. But those are going to be taken out before they can do anything. Scan, taking out those creep tumors. Really tough spot right now for DarKFoRcE. I mean, he is just so far behind. It's really going to take a miracle right now. He really needs to do a lot of damage to actually be able to get back in this game. Right now, he is just in a terrible, terrible position, in all honesty. That's really all I can say about that. DarKFoRcE is really just in an awful position. Lots of Marines here. A few tanks situated there as well, and MMA is preparing his push, getting ready to move across. He is mobilizing towards that third expansion right now. Looks like that will be his primary target. Is he going to be lifting off and going onto the high ground, or will he just be pushing from the front? Looks like the front it is. We've got a couple mutas, Speedlings, and Banelings over here setting up shop. Not a lot of Marines. He just needs enough to be able to protect those tanks against those mutas. Banelings trying to roll up. Stim Marines doing what they can. And beautiful micro there from MMA, managing to push back those forces. Look at how low that tank is, but it's still alive. We also have MMA setting up shop in the center of the map. A drop going on over into the main. This expansion is a goner. 2 tanks setting up. See you later, hatchery. Here comes these 2 medevacs as well, getting ready to drop in the main at DarKFoRcE, and DarKFoRcE is really, he's just in a bad position. I'm not sure that he can do anything right now to get back in the game. He's got no counter aggression or anything planned right now. He's just too busy trying to defend himself against a constant drop, and these Stim Marines again going to town, and a push coming up at the natural expansion, and DarKFoRcE, look at that. Quick GG. So game number 2 here going to MMA. Unreal first 2 games here between MMA and DarKFoRcE. Now we do have a game number 3 coming up in just one moment. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed these first 2 games. MMA with a constant harass. DarKFoRcE just not able to defend against it, but the biggest problem is that he had no response whatsoever. MMA sat nice and comfortably in his base, not having to deal with any harass, was able to be that constant aggressor, and that is certainly something he is quite well known for. So very nice play there by MMA, and again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this game number 2. Moving on to game number 3 in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.